Hi everyone, it's Becky here with Pennies for PAWS, and I wanted to give you a little tutorial for one of the projects that we're working on. It's a great activity to do at home. Our original plan was to launch this project for kids to work on for spring break and summer vacation, but in this time of social distancing, it's something that can be done really by anyone at any time. What we're making is called a Snuffle mat. Snuffle mat is a great way to activate the sense of smell and engage the natural seeking behavior of our pets. Their noses and brains are made to sniff, hunt, and track. Their noses were made to do work, but most of the time we give them their food in a bowl, which takes no work at all. But the Snuffle mat makes them work for their food. Whether you use it for hiding treats or to feed an entire meal, it's a great way to challenge them and make getting the food stimulating. Making a Snuffle mat is really easy. You need a sink mat, like you can buy at the Dollar Tree, or you can use an anti-fatigue mat, like the ones that are used on floors in front of the sinks at commercial kitchens. You can get those at Lowe's or Home Depot, any of those hardware big box stores. You can get them on Amazon also as well. If you have a larger dog, one of those larger mats are ideal. You also need fleece cut into strips of about 1 to 1.5 inches wide and 5 to 7 inches long. There's no reason to be really picky and measure exactly. I usually measure the first strip and then eyeball it from that point on. I'd recommend at least 2 different colors. We're going to make ours purple and pink, and you'll see why those 2 colors are important. Makes the construction a little bit easier. You'll see that once we actually get to making it in a minute. 1 yard of each color should be plenty if you're just doing 2 colors. So let's get started. Here we have the sink mat, and you'll see we've got little crosses here. So I'm going to take my purple strip first and just thread it through so that it is over one of the little crosses. And I'll flip it over here and we're going to tie it in a nice strong knot. And we're going to continue with the purple, doing that for each of the little crossbars here. So through each hole, you're going to have really 2 strips. And so some people like to do one whole side, like they will put all of the strips through, so they would just thread them all through and then flip it over and do the ties. So however you decide to do it is up to you. You've got plenty to do, so you might experiment with what works. So you can see it's a real quick little tie here. So that side. Tie. So we come up with something that looks like this so far. You can see it's a little messy, but that's okay, because once you get all of them in there, they're gonna they'll kind of hold each other up. So I've taken each of these, so my next little step here would be this little plastic strip here would get 1 strip through. Do it backwards here so you can see. So strip through just like that and then tie it here. This one is a little shorter, Again, it doesn't really matter. So you continue doing that the whole way down this first row. So here we are with one row done. Looks like that on the front, kind of flopping all over the place. And there on the back, you've got a nice, neat row. So if we were doing our purple here, if we call that the verticals, now we're going to do the little horizontal crossbar with our pink. So again, same sort of concept. Stick it through the hole, one end through that hole, one end this hole on this side, and tie. A nice knot. Keep the little sides away there. So again here. This. And tie in a nice strong knot. Depending on the hands that are helping you make this, so if they're little hands that can't tie very tightly, you might have to go through and kind of tug on them. I had my niece help me with one of these this past summer, and she loved it because she was getting to do something special for the dog. But I did go through and just kind of tighten them up a little. Just she didn't have the strength to make them quite as tight. I just went through and gave him a little tug. I mean, she's 6, so older kids could probably, now that she's older, she could probably make them nice and tight. So again, we're going to do this the whole way down. Whole way down this row. So here we are with 2 complete rows. Again, kind of fluffy, messy on the front. Nice and orderly in the back. So you can see how we did all the purples one direction, all the pinks the other side of the box, so to speak, and now we would go back to doing purple and pink. You could do them in any sort of order that you like as far as pattern is concerned. If you want to do them by lines, if you want to do 2 at a time, or 2 lines the same color, that's fine, however you want to do it. It does make it easier to keep track if you have to stop and start. If you do the alternating colors, it just makes it easier. Makes it easier also to see if you missed a spot. So we would continue filling out our sink mat with our purple strips and then our pink strips, alternating back and forth. And when we're all done, we'd have a nice finished mat. Here is the example. This is the one I made my dog. It's all black. It can get pretty challenging using all one color whenever you get to the point where you've got a lot more filled in. It starts to get a little, I was going a little nuts trying to get them all in the right spot, and I actually found one that I missed in here. But the goal then for these Snuffle mats is to donate them to our partner shelters, which are right now Portsmouth Humane Society and Sussex County Animal Services. And they can use them to stimulate the pets. They can easily be washed. They can throw them in the washer so they can be cleaned. If you aren't local, you can mail them to us. You can find our contact information on our website, penniesforpaws.org, or you can just donate them to a shelter that's local to you and let them know that we were the ones that inspired you to make it. If you've got a dog right now in your house or a cat in your house that is getting a little stir crazy and needs something to do, by all means, give it to your pet too. We are people, animals, wildlife, and shelters. So you are the people and we want to help you too. And your animals. Let us know if you make one. Tag us in social media. Send us a picture. All of those good things. We'd love to see what you're up to. Love to see your pets enjoying them.